welcome back to Block TV and an update into a story that has the sphere buzzing, namely the Ethereum Foundation developer Virgil Griffith, an American citizen and Singapore resident who was arrested last week upon landing in the United States. Now, as per the Department of Justice press release, Virgil was arrested for, and we're quoting, violating the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, known as EPA, by traveling to the Democratic People's Republic of Korea in order to deliver a presentation and technical advice on using cryptocurrency and blockchain technology to evade sanctions. That would be the quote. Now, whether his cause for traveling into Pyongyang was that nefarious is very much debatable at this point. But some leading voices in the cryptosphere have already taken a stand, and I'm joined by Block TV's reporter Zaki Hennessy with more on who they are and where the story stands.
That's
yes,
right, yeah.
Zaki.
So in response to the arrest and its resulting controversy, Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin, he wrote up a big, lengthy tweet thread on their Twitter, and he mostly spoke in support of the 36-year-old crypto developer. He begins by saying, "I refuse to take the convenient path of throwing Virgil under the bus because I firmly believe that that would be wrong." He continues, "It is admirable to go to a group of people that one has been trained since childhood to believe is a maximum evil enemy and hear out what they have to say." And he further gives his reasoning for Griffith's innocence, saying, "I don't think that what Virgil did gave North Korea any kind of real help in doing anything bad. He delivered a presentation based on publicly available info about open source software. There was no weird hackery advanced tutoring." Also worth noting is that according to Buterin, Griffith's trip to North Korea was advised against by members of the Ethereum Foundation, as well as admitting a conflict of interest disclosure, which is that they are friends.
More kudos to Vitalik because he's doing everything right in that respect in terms of transparency and whatnot. But what does he mean when he says, "I don't want to throw him under the bus"?
Right. So in a statement to Vice after this story broke initially, Vice reported on it, and in a statement in that article, the Ethereum Foundation distanced themselves from Griffith, stating, quote, "The foundation is aware of the recent charges filed against Virgil Griffith." The statement said, "We can confirm that the foundation was not represented in any capacity at the events outlined in the Justice Department's filing, and that the foundation neither approved nor supported any such travel, which was a personal matter. We are continuing to monitor the situation as it develops." That's
a distancing, Emma, if we ever saw one. So right. As we said, Vitalik definitely taking a stand there on his own in that playground that is Twitter for the sphere. But regardless of the controversy or, who is for and against and arguing about that in the crypto sphere, this has crossed into the mainstream media as well, right? How is it reported there?
So the story has breached the cryptosphere. It's made its way into the mainstream. The aforementioned Vice article, of course, which ran with the headline, "Researcher Arrested for Allegedly Teaching North Korea About Ethereum." This story, I gave it a read. It holds a fairly neutral approach. They express both the U.S. government's position as well as Griffith's position that he is exclusively giving publicly available information, and he's not doing some cloak and dagger.
That this is a lecture he goes around the world with and gives to a variety of people. Right.
Now, Forbes, on the other hand, they ran the story, "U.S. authorities arrest Virgil Griffith for teaching cryptocurrency and blockchain," which sounds like a fairly well-to-do headline, but they are reporting heavily from the side of the U.S., not really expressing any perspective from Griffith's stance. No mention of the Ethereum Foundation's distancing tactics. Really, not a lot of information besides, Virgil Griffith went to North Korea. He talked about cryptocurrency, and the U.S. government is going to arrest him for it. It doesn't really give that kind of.
It gives you the details as journalism is supposed to do in a way.
Doesn't give enough context.
Right.
So this isn't the first situation.
No, and I'm wondering because if we break it down, there's some Virgil going to North Korea.
That's right.
Getting this type of press, but there are many people, or should I say, several Americans who have visited North Korea.
That's right. Several Western citizens, we'll call them, who have gone to North Korea, just to prove that going to North Korea doesn't make you inherently guilty of betrayal. So according to a fantastic article from the valuable news source visitthedprk.com, many famous folks have made their way into that dangerous neck of the woods, including Dennis Rodman, Damon Albarn, Michael Palin, Billy Graham, Muhammad Ali, and Gerard Depardieu. And none of them got arrested for the association, so far as I can tell. So really, this is exclusively related to the crypto aspect of it, and probably related to the.
And and one wonders, is it lack of knowledge or some sort of or is this kid playing a political pawn? I think only time will tell. Needless to say, we're going to follow it. But that petition, there's a petition supposedly that Vitalik, in his tweets, said that he wants to sign.
That's right.
You follow Twitter heavily when it comes to the crypto sphere. People want to sign. Where is that petition?
So the situation is this: Enrico Tallon, who's the CEO and co-founder of blockchain tech company Commerce.io, or Commerce.io rather.
Right.
He wrote a Medium post encouraging Buterin and the community as a whole to start a petition in support of Griffith's release. Now, it was in response to that post that Vitalik wrote his thread that we talked about at the front of this. In fact, he said in his first tweet of that thread that he will be signing the petition. Other folks in the comments of the thread, including the notable Twitter personality Hodlanaut, claimed that he had signed the petition. And following some confusion in the comments of that response, he admitted that he realized that there is in fact no petition as of yet. Nobody has started any petition. Everybody's talking about it, but and everybody wants to sign it, but it doesn't exist yet.
Dare I say, sometimes that's a problem with social media. Something has already happened just because it's been discussed there. But at the end of the day, if there is no petition,
there's no petition. If at some point somebody wants to start that petition, go ahead, send it to me. I'd love to, give it some coverage, update as things go on. But
No, entirely. First of all, very good update on where we stand. As we said, kudos to Vitalik, who takes a stand on this issue so outwardly and so open. But really, people, if there's a need for a petition, if there's, there should be a petition, one could argue, do create one. We'll happily cover it. Zaki, that was it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for that. That would be the update on the story that is buzzing all around the sphere. We'll keep following it. We were BLOCKTV. We'll be right back.
For more news and updates, follow us on Twitter.